I would like to invite on stage the moderator of the session, Mr. Raghavendra N.K, co-founder and principal consultant, Pensare Solutions LLP. Mr. Raghavendra has been one of the active members of IWMMTA, contributing greatly towards the growth of the association. Over to you, Mr. Raghavendra.
Good morning, all. So IWMMTA would like to have a panel discussions on navigating trends and challenges. I would like to invite all our panelists, Mr. Ashok D'Souza, Mr. Nirav, Shah, Mr. Gopi, Mr. Prahallada, Mr. Mayank, and Mr. Satyan, please have the stage. Thank you all. Thank you everyone of you making it here. And I would like to also introduce our guest speakers today, Mr. Shiva and Mr. Rahul Mehta. And to welcome, I would like to invite Mr. Gopi to open the forum.
Good morning to all. A warm welcome. IWMMTA, as all of you know, or some of you may not know about this forum, this is a representation of the industry, the Indian woodworking machinery manufacturers and traders. We joined together to form this forum association in order to represent the interest of the manufacturers of machines and the people who set up machines across India. We have been active for the last 3 years and slowly getting a momentum towards expanding the association. And this is the first session of IWMMTA, a formal session of IWMMTA, and I'm very happy for this and to share with you the happy moments of this. Going forward, we have a lot of plans about taking this industry to the next level as the industry is going, from a carpentry to the large-scale manufacturing. The lot and lot factories are coming up and new technologies being introduced in this industry. So we have a very interesting market. I mean, the market is also waiting for us. So many things to do going forward, and this is the first initiation. And I hope we continue this and take this to the next level and need the support of all the industry people. Special thanks to Nuremberg Messe for giving us an opportunity to organize this at Mumbaiwood, and we'll continue to have this going forward also in all the NM shows going forward. So with this, I welcome all of you, and I also welcome our first guest speaker, Shivakumar from NM, to address the forum here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure and a great honor to be part of IWMMTA's first public event here at Mumbaiwood, as rightly Mr. Gopi said. I'm glad to be the guest speaker here as an organizer. And as an organizer of woodworking shows, I have been personally involved with the industry for more than a decade now. Each day, I witness the growing enthusiasm among industry members in developing the sector and working together to make it more organized. I'm also aware that the industry has faced challenges in formalizing an association. I mean, yes, it is now done, but still. And I'm pleased to see everyone coming together for a common objective at this platform. This is a clear indication that the industry has great potential for the future, and I'm delighted that we as Nuremberg Messe are involved in supporting all your future endeavors, industry endeavors. As organizers of a sectoral trade fairs, we aim to take a thought leadership position, working hand in hand with the industry to support and foster growth. It also gives me immense pleasure to see how every single participant participating in our shows developing the business, and we are committed to contributing more each year in organizing this sector and helping it go global. That's very important for us. Once again, on behalf of Nürnberg Messe, I wish IWMMTA and its members all the best for a bright and successful future. Thank you.
Would like to call Mr. Rahul Mehta, I would say energy bomb.
This is an opportunity. सब एक साथ एक ही फोरम में. थैंक यू शिवा फॉर क्रिएटिंग दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी. इन सबको ढूंढना और पकड़ना एक साथ में डॉन से ज्यादा मुश्किल है. तो एक साथ में बात भी कर सकते हैं. आई थिंक सो गोपी has already set the context and she was talking about taking it to global. I'll take a little story here to tell why it is important that all of us are here together and we are working in the one direction. Let's do a flashback. 2014-15, Modi government decided ki let's have a Make in India, Skill India thing. They invited different industries to come forward, right? 40 different sectors were invited. Imagine who would have gone, who not would have gone. Were we there? No. When automobile was invited, the whole association came in. There are big guys, big daddies, telecom invited, IT invited, all of those guys came. To find who are the other unorganized sectors, CIO, FICCI and all these guys were told, यार इनको भी कोई ढूंढ के representative लेकर आओ. 10 years back, they started from the word go. We are still trying to find our way. It's been 10 years of that Skill India mission. But now it gives me a lot of pleasure, happiness, and optimism that because we are together and we can think in one direction together, we can take the industry to the next level. The first step being getting it recognized as an industry where it matters. अगर हम बोलते रहेंगे उससे कुछ नहीं होगा. गवर्नमेंट को जब पता पड़ेगा कि हम इतने बड़े हैं and put together अगर हम बता पाएंगे कि इतनी बड़ी सेक्टर है तो बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा. Then the right efforts that are required. Today, if I ask only a BSA, only a Jai, only a Felder that we have to do something in one part of the country, two part of the country, or the whole of country, they'll say, "Itna investment I cannot do alone." But together, when we say that we are going to create 10, 20 good institutes across the country wherein talented people would come out and people whom we have been supplying machines, they'll get the talent also. Everybody would grow and everybody would be interested also. So let's do that. That's my, submission also. That's my hope also. That's my request also. Demand also. Whatever way you like it, you take it that way. And heartiest congratulations for seeing you all of you together here. Let's take it to the next level from here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Let's begin the conversation. None of these panelists require introduction, I would say. So everybody know panelists very well, but still I would like to take this opportunity to introduce all of them to the forum. Starting from Mr. Ashok D'Souza. As I said, we don't need introduction as a veteran in the woodworking industry. He has been instrumental in bringing many European, Asian manufacturers to India and making their business in India, making their footprint in India. So he's been instrumental, and he's also our mentor today in IWMMTA association, and he's guiding us throughout our journey last 3.5 years. And I would like to, tell him that we require your guidance and support in future as well. And Mr. Nirav Shah is our president of IWMMTA today, and he has been representing Jai Industries, managing director of Jai Industries. Jai has a wide range of machines. We also call it as carpenter's choice, many times. So now they have been upgrading themselves to CNC machines and all other things. And Mr. Gopi, managing director of Woodtech Consultants, and he has a 35 years plus experience in woodworking knowledge in various sectors. We have been working in every branch, I would say. So he's been growing rapidly in woodworking industry. He also have a wide knowledge, depth knowledge on furniture as well as machineries both. And let me introduce Mr. Satyan, CEO of Keppel Industrial Solutions. Keppel and Mr. Satyan is always emphasized about improvement on skill developments. He has been supportive to FFSC from the day one, and he also creating a youth force for the industry. That's what I would say. And Mr. Prahallada is a chief programming officer in Biesse, India. Mr. Prahallada has 30 plus years experience in manufacturing in various machineries as well as tools. Biesse is in India 20 plus years now, sir, in the manufacturing. So they're taking Indian machines to the global market. And Mr. Mayank, he is a sales head of Felder Group, India. Felder also has a remarkable footprint in Indian woodworking industry from the joinery to industrial range of machines. So thank you all for the time taken in this kind of also exhibition, busy time for you all. Thank you very much. Let's open the discussions. And I would like to start a question, I would say, from Mr. Ashok D'Souza. What was the original vision behind creating of IWMMTA? I know because these are all founding members and you are the one who was pivot, I would say. So I would like to ask you, what was the original vision behind IWMMTA?
A similar exhibition, Delhi Wood 2019, when a few of us got together and decided that this industry needed an association. And for whatever reason, maybe because I was the oldest, I was tasked with setting up the association. It started from there. Of course, there were, to go back even further, at every, a few of us would meet, decide, we need an association, and then, nothing would happen till the next exhibition. But at Delhi Wood, this changed, and the first steps toward forming the association were taken. Unfortunately, COVID came. Okay, we lost a year and a half. So the association got finally, registered, established in end of, I think, 2020. But the need for the association, this is where, we all come in. And why was this need for the association felt? One is, we needed a common platform where members could have their say, could be represented. We needed also a common platform where, we could do things like represent to the government, for example, where, individually as companies you would not be able to do. But as an association, we could do it. Also for, let's say, the organizers, NN. Okay, it would be easier for NN to talk to the association, so that everybody benefits, the exhibitors, and then it would make it easier. Skill and training was one of the main objectives of the association, which we still have to get around to do it. Unfortunately, like I said, we lost a couple of years in between, but now the association is, the momentum is growing as the industry is growing, and this is the time now when we have the opportunity, and we must take this opportunity to grow the association and with it the industry. And then, yes, like Rahul says, we have to all come together through the association to train people. That is critical to the industry because today anybody who wants to buy a machine wants a skilled person. And there are many instances, where somebody says, I'll buy a machine if you give me an operator. Okay. So this is one of the things that both the association and I believe that FFSC can come in a big way, is how we should take this forward. We have to navigate through all this to come to, the benefit for everybody. And I hope, the panelists, the guests can,
Yeah.
discuss on this, and the association is there to take it forward.
Yeah, I still remember that 2019 in Delhiwood, sir. We all broke our barriers that day. I mean, we were in kind of, competition and all those things. So that day we said, okay, we break all these barriers and then we say, well, let's go along with the industry. And we said, we have put some steps. Thank you very much for that. And now I would like to...
Here I would like to say that, we really got cooperation from the founding members. To start the association, put in that initial effort, that capital, Now we have to include everybody. And that is important.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, we need more members. We need more support from the, associate tooling and other things also. We are definitely increasing our footprints. So with that, I would like to ask Mr. Gopi about the whole Indian woodworking industry as a whole, furniture industry as a whole. What is the kind of volume you see and what is the kind of growth you see in this?
The furniture industry, I mean, to put it in two ways. One is the machinery, that goes into making furniture, and the furniture industry by itself.
Furniture by industry itself, yeah.
Industry by itself, there are so many studies done by various agencies, but it's difficult to come to a collective result as what is the size of the industry because it's very, very unorganized still. I mean, I would say more than 60-70% of the furnitures are still produced by carpenters in India. Only 20 to 30% has gone into the organized sector. But it is predicted to be close to about 100,000 crores. I mean, looking at the population that we have, that's basically I would say, an informal size of the industry. There's no formal study on that. Coming to the machinery, size of the machinery industry, as on today, as we see, it's close to 2,000 crores, the size of the machinery industry. The machines that are being sold in India for the industry, it's close to 2,000 crores. And it's going to grow much, much big now with the large scale factories coming up, mega factories coming up, a lot of small factories being developed. It's only going to
also opening
grow.
up the new cities, this one.
Yeah, a lot of factories have started coming up in smaller cities, not only in villages. I've seen factories coming up in villages and in rural areas. Factories are coming up and people are buying furnitures in those areas. So that
just to add that thing, morning we met a guy in hotel from Bilaspur who has only 6 lakhs population in Bilaspur.
Correct. Yeah. Even less. I've seen factories, large factories in a small town which has got only 100,000 people population. 1 lakh population, and the guy has got a 50,000 square feet showroom, which nobody in Maharashtra has got, such a big showroom. And he has a very big setup, almost processing close to about 700 panels a day, boards a day, So that's a kind of, and there the potential of this industry, furniture industry. There are people who are specialized, only when you go to the small towns you see, this furniture guy is selling furniture for 10 districts around his factory for wedding.
Yeah.
His USP is wedding. He has made a set for wedding starting from 50,000 rupees to 5 lakh rupees wedding set. Because I think in some areas they have the tradition during wedding to give a furniture, the girl's side, So he has taken that market and he is doing very, very successful, supplying for wedding furniture, and he has made a range for every level of people, starting from 50,000 rupees to 5 lakh rupees. And the people who were buying traditionally in the olden days, people were buying the metal cot and the almirah, were gifted. And today people need choice. So it is being migrating from metal to wood now. So people need choice, color, options. So that's how the industry is. So this is one part of the industry where it has got so much of potential. So like that, every segment in India which goes with the tradition has got a lot of potential.
Yeah. And how do you want to see IWMMTA role in this growth, sir?
Basically, IWMMTA in terms of going to the next level, basically as an industry partners, we are all getting together now to set standards in the industry. Today, there are no standards in the industry for machines. So we need to set certain standards, because there are a lot of people buy machines and they end up buying wrong machines. They end up buying very, very poor quality machines.
Undercapacity or overcapacity?
Overcapacity. They don't know which machine to buy. So basically, it is setting certain standards where we deliver certain quality standards on the machines, and also categorize it. We don't have any category in machines as on today. So basically, categorizing the machinery segment. We have solid wood, we have plywood, we have panel processing, which is growing very fast, and soft seating, which also comes under furniture. So we need to categorize every category of furnitures, where people are giving machines. So we need to also have categories in this. And of course, training is one part where we need to train operators. Trained manpower today is the biggest thing, and where the industry is going towards 5 axes and a lot of CNCs. We don't have in India, if you say, a single operator for, a good operator for 5-axis CNC machines. So I think the way things are catching up, we need to go very, very fast in doing this thing up. So like I said, there are many things that need to be done going forward for IWMMTA, and we hope to take this forward in the same momentum now.
Yeah, taking from there, how the machinery field is evolving, I would like to ask Mr. Prahallada about, how do you see an Indian woodworking industry in manufacturing sector, how it is competing in global scale?
Hello. Good morning to the members and audience here. In fact, our sales director, Mr. Somare, was supposed to attend, but I am participating on behalf of him.
This question relevant to you, sir,
Yeah,
because you are
definitely.
coming from a manufacturing background. Maybe Somare would have not addressed this in the way you address.
Yeah, on a global perspective, when you see India is still in the nascent stage when it comes to woodworking machinery, this thing. So here still we have a lot of machines being imported into India as of now in the woodworking sector. So there is a scope that the local machinery makers, woodworking machinery makers, must actually come up with that sort of a sales pitch first to have a strong presence actually in the Indian market. And then there's also a potential that is there in the export market too. So the thing is, BSA has been in this thing, something like what Rahul was mentioning, that Make in India initiative from 2014, actually it is promulgated, and it's actually the stretch is in a very long way. And we are very proud to be associated with that, though we are an Italian MNC. So we go with our very cherished value of being an international native. So when you are in Rome, you be a Roman. We are more of an Indian company that is there. And for that matter, it's a proud moment for us to say that this June, we have achieved the 10,000th machine was exported from Biesse, India, from our Bangalore plant. So this is a very good testimonial and a testament that actually what Indian engineering skills can do. Of course, there is some inputs that we get from Italy also, but we have a solid design team that is here, and we have people who have been trained in our HQ. And now we can proudly say that we have a vertically integrated manufacturing plant that is world class. And in fact, Italy plant also has started benchmarking some of our practices. That's a very proud this thing.
Yeah.
That is what the talent that we have got. And in that way, we need to actually see how we benchmark the best practices. That is what some of the points that I say. When it comes to the thing about reliability and quality of the machine, especially for the Indian manufacturers. So I take the inspiration from my previous experience in metalworking industry. So I see that the Indian Woodworking Machine Tool Association is today where I saw IMTMA earlier. So Indian Machine Tool Manufacturers Association is a very strong body today. And at that time, there was a pivot organization to take care of that and actually to guide these small companies. When I joined Yes Designers in Bangalore, it was just 45 people around that. It was not even an MSME for that matter. But today it is the largest machine tool builder in the world, and it has a great stake and say in the IMTMA organization. So the tutelage that the pivot organization for that transformation is CMTI. Earlier it was a Central Machine Tool Institute, but now it is rechristened as Central Manufacturing Technology Institute. So if we have a parallel that is there with VDMA, so VDMA actually has this thing that Woodworking Association also is a part of VDMA. Of course, Achimal is different in Italy, but again it reports the FEDER machine. So here we need to see that sort of a pivot organization which can actually integrate the efforts where the technical expertise is there. And as Gopi was mentioning, the primary aspect of this sort of association is to bring the standards, general acceptance standards for machinery testing and also the qualification of the machine. Okay, that's customer should not overbuy or underbuy the way, and that standards has to be developed. So we can definitely benchmark with the practices what IMTMA has done. And the other aspect that what we need to think is about developing the automation level that is there in the machine with the smart manufacturing technologies, advanced CAD/CAM technologies that are having. And India is a powerhouse in software development. So we need to leverage on that fact, and we have the best people in mechatronics who are raw talent that we found in Orissa. In fact, from Orissa, I think one of the person who has won the skills medal, world skills medal is from Orissa and is from mechatronics. And we have some people who are working with us from the same institute. So in that way, we have a great potential of talent in engineering. We need to see how we can leverage that. And also when it comes to the potential that is there for woodworking machinery in terms of exports, we need to think about to scale up the automation level a little bit, at least the way it is something, the entry-level automation, and also to seek the turnkey projects, like what we have a very good way in machine tool industry where tooling suppliers are really interacting and connected with the machine tool makers. So that connect actually we need to establish a lot in woodworking sector. This is my views about this.
Yeah, from there I would like to ask Mr. Nirav Shah about how do you see our furniture industry, meaning with kind of the designs which are coming in, with the kind of development what is happening in the furniture, how it is influencing our machinery area?
Good afternoon, everyone. As a seasoned woodworking manufacturer with over 60 years of experience in the Indian furniture industry, we have witnessed a remarkable evolution from humble hand tools to sophisticated panel machines. Our deep-rooted connection to the industry has allowed us to have strong partnership with our customer, understanding their unique needs and delivering tailored solutions. Our commitment to providing high quality, cost effective furniture has been fueled by a dedicated R&D team that continually develops new machinery and process based on customer feedback and evolving market trends. This dedication ensures that we remain at the forefront of the industry, offering innovative solutions that meet the ever-changing demand of our customers for customization, sustainability, and efficiency.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I mean, I would definitely emphasize on that. Whatever we are seeing outside is what we are doing inside. So thank you very much for that. And I would like to ask Mr. Satyan from there how the automation is playing a role, because you see a lot of high demands in our industries today with respect to precision, with respect to also the capacity. How is the automation is playing a role in our industry?
Good afternoon, everyone. So, the game for India is not automation, but it is low-cost automation.
Absolutely.
If 100% of our factories are automated, then there will be many jobs lost.
Yeah.
And we still have a large segment where we need to employ, but then the skill levels have to be lower. The skill levels have to be lower in the sense, if you make furniture by hand, the skill levels have to be at very high levels. But as you come down to some automation, the skill levels will be different. It will be more of machine operations. You don't require the person to have the entire skills right from design to engineering to production to surface finish. You can break it down into parts. As far as capacity is concerned, if here the thumb rule is, if our GDP is growing at 7.5%, 1/3 of that would be the growth in labor. If the growth in labor is 7.5 divided by 3, 2.5, the population growth is 1.4%. This means there is a deficit of 0.7%. If there is a deficit of 0.57%, then we need to have influx of people from outside the industry to our industry, and we need to train them. So we need to identify the skill gap, whether it is design, whether it is engineering, whether it is production, whether it is installation, whether it is sales, where the skill gap is, and we need to deploy our people in that particular segment, fill the gap, and the capacity. So when we started few years back in 1996, most of the manufacturers were using hand tools. From that they graduated to power tools. From there they graduated to classical machines. Then they graduated to automated machines.
Yeah.
So if we see the trend these days, everything is going at industrial level. Now the game is per square foot business. If 8x4 is the sheet size, 8x4 is 32 square feet, minus 15% wastage is 27 square feet. If you consider broadly 100 rupees a square feet, 150 minus 250, broadly 100 rupees a square feet as gross margin, means one board is giving you a throughput, a gross margin of 2700 rupees per board.
Yeah.
Multiplied by 300 days, it is giving 8.1 lakh rupees. So one board is giving a gross margin of 8.1 lakhs, assuming that it is 100 rupees gross margin. This means if I am able to do just 10 boards extra, instead of 30, 40 boards per day, instead of 40, 50 boards per day, 50 to 60 boards per day, just 10 boards extra is 81 lakh rupees. 81 lakh rupees per annum means 6.7 lakh rupees per month. Within the same space, same labor, same resources, I am able to make 6.75 lakhs extra per month. It straight away adds to my bottom line.
Correct. That's exactly, you say, a smaller automations.
So this is where automation comes in, where I am able to, can I cut 10 boards extra per day? Cutting will give me 2 parts. Then edging has to be at one edge at a
How
time.
to
So my
enable,
edge
how to
bander,
enable those small improvements.
so when we started 15, 20 years back, edge banders were 10 meters, 12 meters per minute. These days, you see all the edge banders at 24 meters per minute. To complement it, we require a drilling which is almost 3 times faster,
Yes.
because then drilling becomes a bottleneck. So this is where the trend is. It is going um, higher on capacity, higher on automation.
Correct. I mean, from there I would come to Mayank. So now we have discussing about the furniture trends as well as machinery improvements and things like that. Felder has been in the classical machines to the industrial range of machines. What is the most promising innovations you see further?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Uh, to surprise or to my thought process so far about this automation thing, uh, naming a product or naming a technology is not something which gonna help us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident on that, and I think my colleague and industry partner will agree on that. That one thing which is very much missing at the moment in all together, in whole manufacturing system at the moment, is two verticals which required high attention from the perspective of automation. And one of this is efficiency, I would say.
Yeah.
I just mentioned by Mr. Satyan that the speed of an example, with an example of speed of an edge bander. So in initial days, we were doing work with power tools, then machine came into the picture, then having a machine was an edge. If in 100 factories, there may be 10 factories, those who are having all the machines in the factory, and other will have a lesser number of machine or are not able to have that machine. But now with the growth in last 2 decades, at least if someone want to have a machine in their factory, they can really afford as per the requirement,
Yeah.
what they want to make, and as per the market they want to cater. Okay, so now the game comes to the point like how efficient we can be. And efficient is not about how much more we can produce. It's about we can produce same thing, but how much at a lower cost. Okay, so I would like to say the automation is, or the innovation required over here is more related with the efficiency, how we can produce the same amount of furniture or the same grade of furniture, same quality of furniture with using less resources and less wastage.
Yeah, less
Okay,
wastage.
so one of this. And second, what I think over here is still not in top 3 priorities of the industry so far. And the reason is we all know that the industry is the sector is very unorganized at the moment. So the thing is safety.
Yeah.
Safety in the workshops. So safety in the workshop so far is not something which is in the priority 1, 2, 3 in the list of the manufacturer. Okay, we all try to explain this to the operating team, the production team, but this is still something which is lacking far behind. So having innovation and automation in the direction of safety, where we can provide a cleaner environment to the production team,
Yes.
so that the health of a human is improved. Because at the moment, the health of the person who is working in the factory is pathetic.
Perfect.
It's not up to the mark.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that is something which we have to learn from the other industries also, like how we can do that and how we can put ourselves more into it, so that the more factories become more habitable. First
Yeah.
thing, cleaner environment. Secondary, in the machines also, what we can introduce more, so that the operational point is also safer. Like they can operate the machine with more of a security and more of a safety. So the accident which happens at the moment with the operators or the production team automatically reduce at the failure. So these are the two verticals where I think the innovation and the automation required at the moment. Because in the machines, for sure, we all are doing good work as far as their capacity, understanding, and R&D is involved. But this is where we have to join hand with the machine manufacturing as well as furniture manufacturer.
Correct.
So this will impact both the sides. Yeah, that's it.
No, it's interesting. Now, I know you said it right points. I would say with respect to quality, with respect to speed, and with respect to safety. It's very, very important aspects. With that, I would like to go to Mr. Ashok D'Souza once again. With all these points, again, what will be the kind of role you would like to guide us in the IWMMTA in the across the value chain? from the furniture as well as from the machinery field.
Can you hear me, please? Hello. Okay, I was the other day reading a study where it said that the current demand for furniture in India, 2024, is estimated at 23.87 billion US dollars.
Yeah.
Okay, now that is expected to grow to 47 billion US dollars plus by 2029. Okay, that means the furniture requirement for furniture is going to grow at an average rate of 10.3% per year. Okay, now if the demand for furniture is going to grow at 10.3%, and mind you, this is not really taking into account the furniture manufactured in the unorganized, sector by hand or whatever is done. The machinery industry will have to grow at a faster level, to keep up with carpenters, people who are upgrading, like Satyan said, from hand tools to power tools, who will now come into machines.
Industrial machines, yeah.
And also those companies now that are coming into the higher level industrial manufacture. The scale is much bigger.
Yeah. In the in the industry, we see a lot of transformation is happening in furniture being sold in this one. How do machinery manufacturers and traders assist the furniture companies in adopting the production cycles? Because you have a rapid production and then quicker delivery and all those things these days. How do you feel? How your customers are adopting to these things?
Yeah, now the e-commerce, furniture sales on e-commerce platform is making a great impact on the industry today. And it is also growing very fast, rapidly in the last post-COVID, which helped the e-commerce companies to grow faster in sales, online sales. So in order to catch up on the faster deliveries on time, a lot of furniture companies need to work on the WIP, that is the work in progress, where things get stuck. People are able to produce furniture, but they're not able to finish it. The other side, people are not able to finish it, and they're not able to efficiently sell it. So the various things that needs to be addressed in the manufacturing process, right from the beginning. So it's a very complex thing now to explain, because we have two different verticals in furniture, solid wood and panel. Where in panel it's much easier to deliver because the number of processes involved in panel furnitures are very, very less. But when it comes to solid furniture, it's even more complex, because it has to start from sawmilling, from seasoning, treatment, and then coming to the factory for manufacturing. So the period from sawmilling to the delivery point is quite long. So that is where we need to work on efficient systems, where people are able to, from sawmilling to the furniture, shorten this period of.
We have seen this, journey of from solid wood. It's a catalog products, mostly the catalog products.
Correct.
How are they adopting? Are they preparing for this kind of e-commerce platforms? Are your customers are ready to serve this kind of surges?
Yes, I have seen a lot of even small furniture manufacturers are able to successfully sell on e-commerce platform, because they get a very open platform where they're able to reach out to a larger market, a bigger market on a B2C, because which otherwise was difficult for them. They should have a brick and mortar stores everywhere, and they don't have that kind of funds to do that. But the e-commerce has opened up an opportunity for a lot of small furniture manufacturers. I've seen many small furniture manufacturers are able to sell on e-commerce on their own platforms as well, not only on Amazon and Flipkart. Amazon and Flipkart, many people sell, but people also create their own platforms and are able to sell on their own platforms. And this is actually bringing a great impact on this industry today.
Yeah. So
And-
that is the digitalization of industries, digitalization of the whole e-commerce platform is helping our industry.
Definitely, yeah,
Yeah,
it is helping our industry, and it's going to grow much, much bigger
Yes.
going forward. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, I'll again come to Mr. Nirav Shah about how the mass customization, how we have a mass customization now. We don't have a mass production. We have a lot of customization at the time of also we have a lot of quantum is increased. So how a machinery solution is bridging that gap, sir?
We at Jay understand the growing pattern of having something unique and different to wear, to drive, to eat, and even the furniture interiors have something that reflects their personality. So we are manufacturing range of machines and responding to the growing demand for personalized furniture by developing innovative solutions, bridge the gap between bespoke and mass production, and flexible manufacturing system allows for wide range of production variation and minimal setup time, making them ideal for mass communication. Advanced CNC machines can also create complex design shapes, enabling furniture companies to offer highly personalized pieces. Modular furniture system consisting of interchangeable parts offer a balance between customization and standardization, allowing for a degree of personalization while maintaining efficiency. By leveraging these technologies, furniture companies can meet the demand of today's consumers for unique, personalized products without sacrificing the benefit of large-scale production. Thank you.
Yeah. From there, I would like to come back to Satyan. Uh, you know, so what is the, challenges what we see in skilled manpower today? You have been associated with FFSC for a long time. How do you want us to, from IWMMTA with FFSC, how do you want us to bridge?
What I feel is it is our duty, our responsibility to come together as an industry to fill this gap where the architects, the designers, they bring the best of the designs and knowledge to the table for free. The engineers break that design into engineering parts and devote their time for free. The machine tool guys, as our association at our individual level, create an ecosystem where we bring our machines for free, because for us that is stock in trade, it is not capital investment. The board guys bring their board for free, edge banding guys bring their edge banding for free, hardware team gets their hardware, also their time and knowledge for free, adhesive guys do with adhesive, the installation guys come and train on installation. And if we come together as an industry and train that individual student or the trainee free of cost, because he does not have enough money in his pocket to come and spend in our industry, unfortunately is not glamorous yet. It might be at design level but not at manufacturing level. It is not glamorous. So how do we make it interesting for them is let the architects and students participate in designing, and the manufacturing guys can learn from that. It can happen only at industry level. It can happen only at machine tool industry level, because machines cannot be taken to consumable guys. The consumable guys can come to our place. So it is our duty, our responsibility to take up this as a cause, build up center of excellence at our individual demo centers, because what we have invested for skilling is nothing except those 20 chairs and a classroom. So the machines are there any which ways for the customer. The engineers are there any which ways, they will be there for demo. So we have invested nothing except done this optimization, and the more we do it, the better we'll be able to scale. If we depend on NSTIs and ITIs to do it, then the system is very slow. Sometimes it is also defunct. With our technology, with the best of the machine tools, the latest technology, if it is done at our place, the machines are always latest. There is no spare part cost. There is no warranty cost. We'll swap the machine every 6 months. So it is always very easy for us to do this.
Correct. Yeah. I completely agree with you. And with that, I would like to ask Mr. Prahallad, since again coming from the manufacturing side, what is the kind of, because we are in a good speed, today India is in a very, very good speed. So what is the kind of risks you see next 5 to 10 years, sir?
So I want to split this into woodworking machinery first and later into the furniture industry. So when it comes to the woodworking machinery, the first risk what we foresee is what all of us have underwent, especially particularly as a big manufacturer from India, the disruption in the supply chain.
Yeah.
So all of us suffered, but because we rely on A-class parts, largely our servo motors, transmission elements, ball screws,
Correct.
you know about it. So we rely on that from our hub from Italy and also from various Western suppliers, sensors for that matter. So that was a learning lesson. We learned it very hard for that matter, and we are well prepared for today. The same scenario. Then the other major thing that is happening when it comes to the disruptive space is the disruptive technology itself. So the another risk I should foresee that not in 5 years, at least for the Indian market, but definitely happening in the Western market, particularly in Europe, is the autonomous AI robots. So there is a projection, especially for solid wood machining. There is a threat, perceived threat, that these autonomous AI robots will replace the large format machines. Many projects have been taken up concurrently in Germany and Italy, and also it is being tested in Oregon State University in US, where we are partnering in a big way. Even though it's a threat for us, of course, we extend that sort of a technical expertise when it comes to large format machining of solid wood for structural engineering. Then the other risk that what I foresee where woodworking manufacturers from India as well as this thing, but Western counterparts have already taken up this into the consideration, is about the green energy machines. So whenever we are thinking about the carbon footprint, even when I saw this in 2007 when I traveled in Cathay Pacific, in the air ticket it was mentioned how many tons of carbon dioxide is actually there for this flight will burn for that journey from Hong Kong to Singapore. So this is actually a thing that will happen. We see the star ratings on refrigerator, on air conditioners.
Yes.
Why it should be not there on machines, and Government of India is definitely going to mandate.
Yes, yes.
So this is a risk that we have to pursue, but of course, the risk in the sense is we need to invest on this. And whenever we have, I take an example that in 2015, until 2015, we were not exporting our machines to the European Union because of the CE certification. So the first machine we exported was an edge bander from here to the European Union. We took considerable time for that with SGS, with TUV, all these things, and of course with the local experts here. And in the process, we developed our suppliers also how to go with the process of CE certification, and many of them have evolved on their own to supply the equipment today from India to CE markets.
Yeah.
So this is a big thing, and today, proudly I have to say this, that we are supplying all the machines that what we are making, let it be the 5-axis machine, let it be the basic edge bander that what we produce to the CE market completely from here. And another tremendous achievement that what we have done is when we exported machines to very advanced countries that are tech experts, especially Japan, we had a very good experience, and then South Korea for that matter. And also we exported this thing which gave us a very good pride when we exported a lot of our routers from India actually, to China for a big project from commercial furniture maker. And the other this thing what we learned hard the lesson where we thought of investing in a one of its kind of a vertically integrated manufacturing facility. When it came to the finishing processes that we do on our machines, where the Scandinavian customers are very particular, we learnt a very hard lesson from Netherlands and our Swedish customers. This happened to me in S Designers also. Okay, but here in Biesse, today we have in the manufacturing plant, we have large format CNC machine. Everything is happening in house. Earlier we were actually with our suppliers for sheet metal parts and painting parts, but today almost 90% of it we are doing it in house, thanks to the feedback that and the lessons what we learned from our Scandinavian customers.
Yeah.
So there is always an opportunity for the growth that we need to see, think about in the investment. So when it comes to how to mitigate this risks, that what I mentioned, is to always go with the best manufacturing practices and do investment in that, in the right this thing. Then of course for the green energy footprint machines, that is going to be the next thing. We are already there with our sustainable manufacturing practices. We publish a sustainability report on that, and India is also very much into that, in sync with our Italy business. And also when it comes to the thing about the logistical issues that what we are facing, today we are also developing the hubs that are internally there, which is in case of say a supply chain mishap that happened. So we have learnt a lesson that we have some hubs that are there in Asia. I don't want to mention the countries, but we also developed a local hub and we are on a strong foothold. Suppose in that case, if we have to listen. I take an example where during COVID time, we have a laser cutting machine and our oxygen supplies were very limited. We had a difficult time, but we had an excellent planning ahead so that we made our structures in advance, and we are one among the companies that we didn't stop operations during COVID. Our assembly team and our manufacturing team also complemented in a way that we kept our production run, and we actually went on with the commitment what we gave to our customers for the supplies of machines. Then when it comes to the furniture sector, this is a big this thing, and when the numbers were given by Gopi and Mr. D'Souza, there's a big difference when it comes to these markets. Furniture is a huge market and opportunity in India. So the risks what I foresee is India falling into this middle income trap. Okay, so what we have seen in the markets like South Africa, Brazil, we have seen this happening, and we have seen our big neighbor sitting there with the housing glut that happened, China for that matter. So we are very much there. So Mr. D'Souza is optimistic in that numbers, but I feel that risk is looming up, that India is definitely getting into the middle income gap. And yesterday I read the news that the household spending that is there, especially from the middle income sector and this thing, it is on the decline in India. So the beacon of this thing, that is the torch bearer, is the automotive industry, where a lot of stocks are there with the dealers. And the SIAM, which is a very powerful body, FADA, which is a very powerful body, they themselves cannot influence into this, and a lot of dealerships are struggling today with the stock. Definitely, that will actually have an effect on the furniture industry also, because people will become more conservative when it comes to spending. And the other risk what I see from furniture industry is about the new generation, how they are accepting furniture. Okay, this generation is will be totally different, where they will think about a minimalistic approach, minimori from the Japanese this thing, and not with the opulent furniture. So this is a trend that will shape up in another 10 years time. I'm foreseeing this. But definitely the trend will be more towards adapting, say, FSC certified wood, PFC certified wood. The thinking is already there. Many customers have started asking. Another risk that is there, but an opportunity that we need to convert from furniture industry is the BIS marking, what is proposed by Government of India for furniture. One good thing is, promising thing is, it curbs the dumping that is happening through imports. So, but at the same time, whether industry is prepared for that, and recently AFMT came during our open house in Bangalore, and they have opened up a chapter, and they gave a very good briefing about the way in which the BIS marking is brought in. But furniture is, all of us know, is mostly a disorganized sector that is there. But one good thing that latest statistic is the organized sector by 2026 is going to grow up to 18%, a 5% point increase that what we are foreseeing. That's a good omen.
Yes.
So in that way, BIS marking actually has to be welcomed by the Furniture Association members. For case furniture, the standards are already there, and it's a straightforward thing, because we can actually get some benchmarking done with ITMA standards for office furniture, all that. But when it comes to the skeletal furniture, there's a very big challenge, particularly to do with the Indian context.
Yeah.
And association actually has to extend that sort of an expertise, and we need to consider the expertise from BDMA, Achimar, how they can chip in into these things. And BIS marking and FSC marking or PFC marking will be the thing that what the future customers will demand, because they are more knowledgeable today. And this middle income trap, hopefully, India will escape this, but I'm very much fearing this is going to happen. So let us see that good things will be happening this thing. So these are some of the risks that what I foresee. And to mitigate these things from the furniture industry, they have to adapt to the modern manufacturing practices, at least in the organized sector. We are seeing the change that is happening. Say adapting the batch one processing techniques that is for customized furniture, investing in smart technologies where software will be the key differentiator.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is what I foresee, and in that way, if you go into SUV, so you need not have large factory formats. And as Satyan was mentioning, that India is not for high-end automation, where we have computerized handling systems, processing systems, segregation systems. We do not need, at least in the say in 5 years time.
Next 5-10 years, yeah.
But what I actually suggest is, don't stop at that. Go step by step. So there is something like an incremental improvement that we can do. And I want to take the term by one of the supply chain manager from head from Godrej. He mentioned that a beautiful term called appropriate automation.
Yeah.
So that is actually what the thinking should be for the day. And this is what I foresee, that furniture industry has a great potential, and it should go step by step. And also the way in which the AFMT has taken up this thing, we are not at all a strong body like a CM or IMTMA for that matter.
Yes.
It has got a very good this thing about lobbying with the government. And when at least the government always says furniture industry is a sunrise industry, but the sunrise is taking too much time actually. So in this way, we need to see that how actually as a forum we bring in our expectations or our sort of requirements from the government, at least to extend the PLI benefits.
Yes.
That what is required for the industry. So in this way, the bright future actually is there, and hopefully the numbers what Mr. D'Souza mentioned, that will materialize. So, but I can say 50-50. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, there was a lot of insights to the industry, also to the machinery, also to the, the growth of overall. I mean, Mr. Prahallada is coming from a vast experience, so he can see the depth, I would say. So, I mean, from there, I'll come again to Mayank. With respect to, we saw a lot of machineries being innovations. We saw a lot of automation discussions and everything. How do you see our people are maintaining our machines? What is that management, how it is happening?
First thing to first address over here is life cycle management is something which is very essential if we talk about the product. Okay, so before coming to the woodworking, I would say in general, whenever we talk about capital goods, so the life cycle of a product is considered bare minimum 15 years. bare minimum 15
Yeah.
years. That is what is considered. But we all would agree that in woodworking, this average life cycle of the machine is coming down to 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
It's not even reaching 10 years at the moment. It could be with some of the product, but it's in general, if we take about the average, the life cycle of the product is going down to 5 to 7 years at max. And it might get deteriorate in upcoming years also. This is my concern toward the future of it. But yeah, as you mentioned, how's the maintenance has been done? So I would say maintenance is so far not in the picture. So far only service is in the picture.
Absolutely.
Okay, maintenance is something to do where we are doing something preventive. But what I see at the moment, 99% of the time, what we all are doing is servicing of the machine. And servicing by means, whenever there is a breakdown, we receive a call, we send an engineer, and we do the needful.
It's a breakdown maintenance. What
Yeah,
we do.
so that is the term what I was about to say. It's a breakdown maintenance what we are doing at the moment. But it is not just, it impacts the breakdown, but it also impacts the production capacity or the timelines. It also incur more losses or more cost of maintenance as compared if it is done preventive.
Yes.
So at the moment, what is required first, we need to transfer from the service or the breakdown maintenance to the preventive maintenance, where the manufacturer should understand that these machines are not something which gonna run on its own, or there is not going to be any breakdown. Like the other matured industries, like automobile industry, metal industries, everybody has a preventive system for the maintenance. That's why the life of the machines over there is so good, and that's why the accuracy of the result what they produce is so good.
Yeah. Also the safety. Yeah.
Yeah, so we talk about a lot of standardization which we are trying to put into the picture, but all this will result in the right direction if the preventive system come into the picture. If the preventive maintenance is not there, we can have a lot of standard, but there will always be a loophole in the system which will impact the productivity and the results which we are going to have. So the preventive maintenance system is something which is missing, and to have that on board, I think it's the responsibility of each of us, not only the machine manufacturer, it's from the furniture manufacturer also, that they should understand the longevity of having a good production house is only can be achieved if things can be taken care preventively, not on the time when there is the fire in the house.
Yes.
Okay, so that is very important. So for that, associations, machine suppliers, training institute, COE, the skilling of the people, all this will come together, then only it can result in the right direction. That is my say on it.
Yeah, I also completely agree with you, and then I would say maintenance or a life cycle is a culture. You know, it's not only do it when you need it. You have to sweep the place every day. You have to sweep the place every day. So that's a culture of the organization is what matters a lot. And I would, more or less, we are coming to an end of our discussion. And I would also open these discussions to audience as well as to the panelists if they have to say some final words. Ashok sir, you have to say some final words and then we'll end the conversations.
No, my final word is I'm always optimistic.
You are always, yes.
And I'm optimistic that the IWMMTA will grow and will find
No, we have seen you're optimistic. We came from Bangalore ground to, this kind of wonderful international exhibitions. We have seen that, yeah.
like India would,
Yeah.
like India would has grown.
Yes.
I mean, the IWMMTA also must grow.
Yes, now we came from, a coffee shop to an organized meeting. So I would say this is definitely a good growth.
Yeah, so I wish the IWMMTA all the best, and thanks to NM for the facilities and the furniture and everything. FFSC. Yeah, so go ahead, Rahul.
Yeah. Okay, so I was listening very carefully to what is happening. It's more like an open boardroom meeting that we are all privileged to be part of. So few things that I would like to add, because you raised certain points, there are certain answers that are already existing that you as an association don't need to spend 4 or 5 years figuring those out. It can directly be plug played in that particular manner. For example, industry advocacy that is there. So FFSC kind of is connected with almost all the bodies, share for the lack of a right association being there. We were asked to come and represent because we are having companies from across the spectrum as part of the furniture and interior industry. So we do that advocacy, and a lot of times we fall short of the right people also. So that way it can be a direct plug-in wherein you can directly get into the industry advocacy part of it. I'll also put an instance for that which is there on cards right now. Government came up with this program which is a completely a very strong message towards development of the industry in the country through skilling. In the budget, they announced about 30,000 crores to be invested into upgradation or creation of 1,000 training institutes across the country. And there was a meeting which was organized by them, wherein this had called almost all big players from the 40 different sectors that come under it. So 8 were the big sectors, IT, ITS, telecom, etc., etc. We also happen to be part of that particular meeting. So the idea there is that if the industry can come together, government is going to chip in that kind of amount. Industry through their CSR, through their marketing, through their whatever they want to do, they can do it. And a chain of institutes across the country can be created. Now that is one way in which we can always directly go and be there. If all put together like what we talked about, that is there. Now where would the OPEX come for? Now government, the other arm, they also have government schemes wherein the OPEX is also provided. So it is about that certain things are already there ready to be plug played if we just fix that. Do we have an example of that? What we did in Hyderabad with Homac, what we did in Mumbai with Cable, these are all examples of that. And this can also already be, you can do it in multiple parts which is there. Third is again a out of box thought that just came to my mind, because this topic of maintenance, preventive maintenance keep on happening and keep on coming. And I'm sure collectively all of you put together, we know how many manufacturers are there in the country or how many people who are using tools. We can have something like a maintenance day which we can float as an industry, or a maintenance week that we can float. There we can give training to these people again under the skilling, and that can also be funded by or supported by the government there. So there are things like this. These are 2-3 things that came top of my mind, that I wanted to share. And another is that FFSC, the main role that we have is to formalize, organize the industry to create the standard of different types of jobs that exist in the country. We have developed certain job roles with the help of, we had Woodtech with us, we had Cable with us, we had Felder with us, Biesse, Homac with us. So we developed already certain job roles and other things. We are there on machining as well, which we can be evaluated, so we don't have to start from zero. We can start from where we are at this point in time and we can go ahead. So there are a few things that I think so I've discussed with Gopi earlier as well, but I thought I might as well share with all of you here. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Rahul, for excellent inputs on this. And I'm sure that, along with skilling of people on how to operate the machine, how to also to maintain the machine. It's very important. Thank you for bringing in here. And with that, I would like to call Mr. Shiva for the, a small applause.